y'all reach. Wish I was this tall.
Coach, was there any thought to getting LA?
I didn't see him wearing an Alabama. What are you talking about? No, I didn't notice that. I'm good with whatever Bill wants to wear. I think he's pretty comfortable with his own shoes.
Coach, how do you feel the pro day went operationally for your players that are trying to make it to the NFL?
Hard to tell. I wasn't super involved with it. We got a lot of stuff going on around here. I think for the most part our guys competed well. I got to visit with the outgoing juniors and seniors this morning, and I'm just excited for them because this is such a, I can still remember the day in my life when you had this day. It meant so much to you, and so many dreams and aspirations are realized on this day. And we still say your tape is going to speak volumes to who you are, and a lot of our kids got some good tape, but they want to do well on this day. They train hard for this day. There's a lot of pressure on them for this day. It's important to them, so we want to give them the best opportunity to be successful.
And Coach Dan Quinn said he talked to you more about his players, and they had 11 people over here today. What does that mean, being that close, scouting the players so intensely?
We appreciate all the teams that come, but especially the Falcons. They send everybody over here. Saw a lot of old friends on his staff, guys I've worked with before, and got a lot of respect for the Falcons and the organization.
How much does a day like this benefit your program in recruiting when you see that steady pipeline of guys going into the NFL?
I think it helps a whole lot more on draft day. So I think we'll find out more on draft day where they go, but certainly it helps our program when you have the likes of all these organizations who step foot on your campus, and the NFL Network covers the event. I think that speaks volumes to who you're becoming, and we want to have guys coming out here with that opportunity. That's what these kids dream of. We want them also to get their education, and that's important to us as well.
Kirby, throughout the draft process for Isaac Nana, he said that he had a timeline. He wasn't right there for how did you guys as a coaching staff reach out to him to pick him up and help him out after Oklahoma?
I just sent him a text message that he's got a lot of good tape out there, not to get overwhelmed with one moment. Don't be disappointed or really either way. You could run a great time and have too much expectation, or you could run a poor time worse than what you think you should, and you still have tape out there. I know from having worked in that league, there's a lot more than just the combine and the time. There's a lot of football tape to be watched. There's a lot of background to be checked, and those are all strong points for Isaac Nana and a lot of our players, so don't put a lot of weight just on the number.
Kirby, I know there's... came out. Kirby, I don't know if you were prepared for all four of those guys, but that seems to be a trend. Sure. I know you talked about how this program will get younger moving forward. Just your thoughts on the number of guys that come in early now and also leave early.
Yeah, I think it is a trend. I think it's going to continue to be a trend in college football for every team to deal with, and every team deals with it differently. Our answer is to make sure we've got good players in our program so that we're not having to just play true freshmen. But because of the way it is, you're going to have a young team all the time. I've spoken to that a bunch. There's not a lot you can do. Some of that stuff's out of your control. How well does a kid play as a junior? What kind of grades does he get? What kind of choices and families does he have? Does he have to make for his family? Choices and decisions for his family. So everybody's in a different situation, and you manage everyone differently. You just do the best job you can to handle it, and then you move on. And that's what we do.
Is there anything that can be done about the incongruence of the early signing day along with the declaration date being January 14th?
I don't know that there can be right now, because that's involving a lot of moving parts, meaning you get the NFL, who has a system they believe in works, and then you have college football that has a system they believe in works. What gets tough is kids are enrolled in classes or not enrolled in classes. So it's hard in January for a kid. He needs to make his decision in January, because he's got to decide whether or not he's going to go work out or whether he's going to continue to go to school. So those two are not congruent, and it's hard to make them congruent. So we're dealing with the system we got, and everybody's in the same system, so I consider that fair.